Brian Wright, Daily B 141. What am I talking about? The challenges of hiring. Hey, this is Brian Wright from BrianWright732.com and fitin.com, PHITIN.com. And I got to throw out that I'm also PTBimi.com, PITTIBIMI.com. So I've taken over PTBimi, and when I agreed to do this job, there was a lot different situation than what I walked into. We had a hiring scenario. We knew we needed help. So out of 4 employees, 2 of them went down for the count before I even came on board. So I came in, I started doing some preliminary work, and then we find out, or we kind of knew that someone had a drinking problem, but we didn't know the degree. So I get a phone call while I'm out doing something else that the ambulance is on the way and the police are there because a woman basically passed out drunk on the job. So she's gone. Then I have another woman who works for me who needs a knee replacement, and she really had to get it done. So a person that's responsible for a massive amount of sales in the company is, boom, gone with a knee replacement. She's like, I'll be back in 2 weeks. And I'm like, you're 65 years old and you're getting a knee replacement. We'll be lucky if we ever see you again. She should be back, but we're a month out of the operation, and she's still probably another month to go. So I'm going into Christmas and Hanukkah with a staff of 2 people, and it's rough. So again, to the hiring process, I invest money where you're supposed to invest money, and we're running into geographical issues, we're running into historical issues of reputation. There's a lot of different challenges that we have. Now, there's no excuses for not being able to find people. So I did find a manager for the store, which was great. That was a huge one. I found the right person. She's working out. She's very sales oriented. I wish she was a little bit more merchandise oriented, but you know what? I'm going to use people where they're strongest, and I'm going to go for that. She's good at sales, so she's making money, and that's really the most important thing that we can do right now. Now, the rest of it, I've got sales associates, sales leads. I've got a lot of holes I got to fill. And again, put a lot of money into the traditional places, and I'm not really getting the results. So it's all about networking. It's all about going out there and directly addressing the issues I'm running into. So our store is in Deal, New Jersey, which at this particular point I'm going to say is the middle of nowhere. Then we've got a lot of former employees that went on Glassdoor, and they wrote really horrible things about the owner of the company and the experience working here. Then the same things happen on Indeed. Then on top of it, the company is not really at its strongest moment in history. So the finances that we can invest to our employees is, I'm not going to say it's below national standards. We actually pay well, but I don't know if we pay enough for what it is that we sell and the customer that we deal with and what it is we're looking to do. So this is something that we have to address. Now, to really get into the hiring side of it, though, the money really is not the thing that matters. You can throw a ton of money at the wrong person, get horrible results, and do nothing but waste your time. And you could also throw a lot of money at the right person and not use them appropriately, and again, you're just going to waste your money and your time. So the main thing that I'm addressing, and it's working, is that I'm having very transparent conversations and interviews, and I'm letting people know exactly where the company's at so they know what they're getting involved in. Because if I'm not transparent in the interview process and I'm selling them a bag of goods when they come on board, it's not like I trap them. They have the ability to leave at any time they choose. So if I sell them a bag of goods, I'm just going to continue the negative reputation that this company has. So I have to tell them the truth, and it is what it is, what it is. And if you get it and you're excited by the opportunity to be involved in a rebuilding sitch, great. Then you're going to be happy here. But the main thing that I have to get into with people is, are you into the product, the process, or the people? And at the end of the day, what do you need to feel satisfied so you get up tomorrow morning, you come back, and you do it again? So honesty about the situation, finding out about, what's their psychology to working, and then what do they need to be satisfied? Because if people are not spending their day primarily doing what works to their strengths and their wants and their needs, they're going to leave you at some point, and it'll probably be at your worst point. It'll be at that point where you really need the help and the pressure's really on, because that's when everything cracks. People that are in the right role, when the pressure's on, rise to the occasion. But people in the wrong role, they just say screw you and move on. So honesty, understanding where they're coming from, and figuring out how they need to be happy, And do you provide that? I mean, I flat out have said to people that A, don't know what makes them happy, or B, are looking for something we don't provide. I've said, thanks, it was a great conversation, good luck to you. They were willing to work, but I'm not willing to invest in people that I know are not going to be a long-term commitment here. So I know that having a store in Deal, New Jersey is not New York City. And for a young person that's trying to get into the marketplace, this is an entry. And I tell everyone, this is in 5 years, this will be your stepping stone to that dream job, or this can become your career because you love it. Ultimately, we need to create a mutual beneficial trade for the employee and me, the employer. I need to make money off these people, and they need to make money off us and satisfy needs, get the education experience that they are looking for so that they can either stay and develop or move on and develop. But it's always just moving forward. You have to find that right balance that works for your employee and for you, the employer. So you can't lie to them, you can't sell them a bag of goods and expect good results. You can't underpay them and expect good results, and you can't overpay bad people and expect them to change their behavior. We all are who we are. I operate the way I operate. Employees have the strengths that they have. I have to understand those strengths and use them to my benefit, which ultimately benefits them. That's it. That's the hiring challenge. It's getting this message out on as many platforms as possible and connecting with as many people as possible to make it happen. And I'll say one last thing about hiring. So I'm on Indeed. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm in ZipRecruiter, I'm on Monster, I'm on StyleCareers.com, I'm in all these places. And the one thing I can absolutely say is that when you're dealing with people that don't have jobs, you're dealing with a lot of people that are either confused, not very good at what they do, or coming back into the workforce after time off and they're a little bit rusty. It's very hard to find really good, talented people in the pool of people that don't have jobs. The good people tend to have jobs. So the most important thing you can do is get outside of your bubble. Go to the businesses that you feel are doing it right. Try and connect with the employees that they have and see who you can steal. All fair in love and war, guys. And business is warfare. So if someone's doing their job as an owner, they should have no fear that their people are going to leave them. But if they're not, it's fair game. Got to go for them. So I troll the stores constantly looking for the staff that I want. And I plant that seed and I give them my card and I try and get that meeting and see what happens. Because that's how you get the best talent. The owner of this company is my mother again, and she's always like, can they start tomorrow? And the best employees that I've hired all have needed 2 weeks because they're leaving another job. And that's just the way it is, because when you're trying to get that good talent, they're usually engaged. So that's the deal. That's some of the struggles of hiring. You're not alone if you're hiring and having problems. If you're not in New York City, LA, a major city, whatever, yeah, it's not easy finding the right people, especially if you have a niche business. But it's not impossible. You just have to stay the course. And the one thing about hiring, I always keep saying it's the last thing, but this really is the last thing. You never stop hiring. You should be recruiting 24/7. You should have your eyes open for talent every moment of every day, because you never know when you're going to lose somebody and when you got to replace somebody. It's better to have a bench than to be understaffed. So that's the deal. Daily B 141. Out. Hey, this is Brian again. Thank you. Please like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. And let me know, what's your hiring challenge? Are you good? You bad? Give me some tips. You think there's something I missed? Let me know. I'll address it. Maybe you could be a guest on this. All right, we're out. Later. Go hire people.